Well, TGIF, I am the brand new proud owner of a 2022 Indian FTR S. I ordered it 3 months ago, a little over 3 months ago. It was a long, painful wait for this bike. Um, Last few days, I haven't been able to sleep. I picked it up yesterday, rode the first 120 miles. I'm following the exact instructions that Indian gave me and that I read in the manual for breaking it in. So unlike a lot of riders that say, ride it like you're always going to ride it from the start, I'm going to follow exactly what Indian's telling me to do. A little concerned about the cylinder shut off. I'm a member of a Facebook FTR group, and one of the owners of a 19 and I guess a 2022 is saying that with cylinder deactivation, you run the risk of damaging the rear cylinder if you keep it active. And on this bike, you have the ability to deactivate the cylinder deactivation part of the programming in the motorcycle. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. There's nothing wrong with breaking in both cylinders. I believe that Indian uh, did the cylinder deactivation because of a lot of the complaints they got with the 2018, 19, 20 models on the heat that the engine was producing. So I'm gonna go ahead and ride the bike with both cylinders for the other 350 miles I have, 380 miles I have left on the break-in, with both cylinders active. And then I'll ask the tech next week when I take it in for the first oil service what Indian is saying about the cylinder deactivation and risk to damaging the rear cylinder, based on apparently other Indian owners and what they hear from the car manufacturers. Because I know that GM's has a lot of issues with cylinder deactivation on their vehicles, and the engine's not being reliable with that cylinder deactivation they had. But I believe that might have been a problem that was early on with General Motors. I don't know. So anyway, no harm in running both cylinders all the time and running it in both normal break-in. The bike does get warm, but so does my Buell and so do my Sporty, so it's no big deal for me. I rode it yesterday and it rained on the way home, so it got dirty, so I am going to wash it today. And probably ride about 150, 200 mile ride today through the mountains, taking it easy, doing the break-in. But the bike is gorgeous. No complaints, even though it was a slow ride and I can't realize the potential of the bike yet on my ride yesterday, because I kept it under 3,000 RPMs just like they told me to do. Did the first 90 miles, third throttle, never pulled the throttle higher than 1/3 for the first 90 miles, and pretty much kept it about that much for the other rest of the 30 miles it took to get home. So yeah, the thing is gorgeous. I did have a little bit of a mishap here. I bought an Indian, my wife bought me an Indian riding jacket yesterday, and I made the mistake of hanging it on the handlebar, and it kind of leaned into the hot exhaust and melted a little bit. But no harm, no foul. That stuff will come off. But I am impressed with the motorcycle. Under the cover right there is my my Buell, and there's my 3 Hollies. I was cleaning the Fat Boy. Just got back from a long ride to Durango, Colorado from north central New Mexico last weekend. So I was cleaning that, so I got the soap and all the cleaning supplies out, so might as well clean this bike. And it'll probably get a little dirty in the mountains anyway. I mean, we're getting a lot of rain in New Mexico, which is fantastic. So with that, I will go ahead and sign off for now. But that's my 2022 FTR S. Before I sign off, I'll show you what I did do with the bike. Is I used Indian's build program they have on the corporate website, and I built this bike back actually in December or January when they actually released the 2022s, because it took about a month into the year. I think it was towards the end of January when it came out. And I built the bike because I had built the 2019, and then I didn't realize that they were making so many changes to the FTR. And I went and scrapped that build, and I built this one. I saw the white, and the white is an amazing color for this particular bike. It looks good on the other big bikes that Indian has, but on this bike it really pops. As beautiful as the red is that I saw at the dealership yesterday. So what I did was I added the luggage rack, which a lot of guys are having trouble getting in. I guess they're being told not till the fall or very late summer at the earliest. I did order mirrors on the build, but they have not come in yet. They're supposed to be in next Tuesday, so if they do come in, then I'll have him just mount the mirrors when they do the first service next Friday. There's nothing wrong with these mirrors, but I do like the way the other mirrors, the Rizonis, look better than these ones on this particular bike. I added the windscreen, which was actually 2 items to the build, which I don't understand, because you can't have the windshield without the mounting bracket. I don't know why they don't just sell it as one set, but that's neither here nor there. I bought them both as a 2-part item. And I added the heated grips because I ride year round all my bikes. I have heated gloves and the connections for the other bikes for my 3 Harleys and my Buell, because I ride in the winter. It doesn't get too bad here in New Mexico. I mean, we get into the teens, but it's generally very mild winters in New Mexico, so we can ride year round around here, even up north here near the mountains. But the bike is gorgeous. I do not plan to change anything that is stock on this bike, probably ever, except for maybe the seat. The seat's about as comfortable as my Buell XB12R seat, which doesn't say a whole lot. As much as I love riding the Buell, it is the most uncomfortable motorcycle I have. So the seat will be probably something that I do change on this bike, and that'll be probably about it, because I'm going to leave the exhaust with the catalytic converter that everybody complains about how ugly it is big. But you know, I don't think the way Indian put it into the bike and everything, it's not unsightly to me. It comes with a Krapovich exhaust, which a lot of guys are changing that out, and that's their preference. Kudos on them. I do not. Before manufacturers like Indian were offering it stock from the factory on the motorcycle, this was the aftermarket exhaust to go after, and at least for me, it doesn't make any sense to change the exhaust out. It's beautiful the way Indian designed it, in my opinion, and it looks fantastic on the bike. It has an awesome sound. I have no complaints with the sound, and I am going to keep it. I'm glad that Indian kept the Brembo brand name on their brakes, as well as the Krapovich on their exhaust, because a lot of manufacturers will put their brand name, even if it's like a Brembo brake or another type of exhaust, they'll put their name on it. But the bike is beautiful, absolutely beautiful. I'm going to adjust the settings on the suspension this morning. It's a little stiff for me. I'm not that light, but I'm not that heavy either. So it's a little stiff. And the other part that I don't have a problem with, and I actually think matches the bike, and Indian did a good job designing it, and it came in very useful yesterday, as a splash guard and that bar that holds a splash guard and license plate bracket. So I don't got an issue with that. I think it looks perfect on the bike. A lot of guys think it looks ugly. I don't. But that's my opinion. That's the way I'm going to keep the motorcycle. I know that when my Buell looks pretty clean, pretty nice with the fact that it doesn't have anything like that. But I'll tell you, when I ride in any kind of weather, I get a good, nice streak up my back. Even with the little splash guard that the Buell has on it. So, without any further ado, I am going to wash this bad boy, or actually, girl. Have yet to name the bike. I don't really name my bikes, but I may name this one. It's just, it's an amazing machine, and I can't believe that I actually own one. And I'm looking forward to putting a ton of miles on it. With that, Espinosa out.